Narcissism, a personality trait characterized by excessive self-love and an inflated sense of importance, can be a challenging trait to deal with. Narcissists often have a set of behaviors they despise when encountered in others. In this video, we will explore 5 actions that narcissists typically loathe, shedding light on their complex personalities. Challenging their authority. Narcissists thrive on being in control and having power over others. One action they absolutely loathe is when someone challenges their authority or questions their decisions. They cannot stand when their sense of superiority is undermined. When you question their judgments or offer a different perspective, you may find yourself facing their wrath as they vehemently defend their position. Narcissists thrive on control and power. They yearn to be in a position where they can assert their dominance over others. This desire for control stems from their belief in their own superiority and an insatiable need for admiration. They genuinely believe that their judgments and decisions are beyond reproach. However, when someone dares to challenge their authority or questions their choices, narcissists find themselves in a situation they despise. It's as if the rug has been pulled from under their feet, and their carefully crafted image of supremacy begins to crumble. Their immediate response is to vehemently defend their position, often resorting to anger and hostility to maintain their perceived authority. When you dare to question a narcissist's judgments or offer a different perspective, be prepared to face their wrath. They will go to great lengths to prove themselves right, even if it means dismissing your input or belittling your opinion. Their fragile ego can't handle the idea of someone else having a valid point or challenging their decisions. Not feeding their ego. Narcissists have an insatiable need for admiration and praise. They thrive on compliments and validation. However, when you fail to provide this constant ego boosting, they become uneasy and disgruntled. They loathe it when someone doesn't recognize their brilliance or showers them with compliments, as this threatens their self-image. Imagine someone in your life who always seeks your praise, who constantly longs for admiration and compliments. Chances are you may be dealing with a narcissist. These individuals thrive on having their egos stroked and their self-worth affirmed. They bask in the glory of compliments and validation, like a flower absorbing sunlight. For narcissists, the absence of admiration is akin to a slow and painful withering of their self-esteem. When they don't receive the validation they believe they deserve, they become deeply uneasy and even disgruntled. It's as if their very existence depends on the applause of others. Narcissists firmly believe in their own brilliance and superiority. They see themselves as the center of the universe, and they expect others to see it too. Therefore, they loathe it when someone doesn't recognize their supposed greatness or fails to shower them with compliments. This lack of acknowledgement threatens their self-image and forces them to confront a reality where they are not the unrivaled star. Beneath the seemingly confident exterior, narcissists often conceal a fragile self-esteem. They use their grandiose self-presentation as a shield to protect themselves from the harsh truths they're not willing to confront. When this facade is punctured by a lack of admiration or compliments, their vulnerability is exposed, and they can react with anger or desperation. To maintain their inflated sense of self-worth, narcissists engage in a never-ending quest for validation. They actively seek out situations and people who will provide the adoration they crave. This might involve surrounding themselves with yes-men who constantly sing their praises or engaging in behaviors that draw attention and admiration. Setting boundaries. Narcissists often have a lack of empathy and disregard for other people's needs or feelings. They prefer to have everything their way and might become enraged when someone sets boundaries or refuses to comply with their demands. Narcissists find it difficult to accept that they cannot control every aspect of another person's life. They love the feeling of power and authority, and they prefer to have everything their way. Whether it's in personal relationships, the workplace, or social settings, narcissists often try to dominate and dictate the terms. They have a deep-seated belief that they know what's best for everyone, and that their needs should always come first. One of the actions that narcissists loathe is when someone sets boundaries or refuses to comply with their demands. Boundaries are essential in any healthy relationship, as they define the limits of what is acceptable and respectful behavior. However, narcissists find it challenging to accept these boundaries because it means giving up some of their control. Narcissists often struggle to empathize with others. They prioritize their own desires, emotions, and needs above all else. When someone sets boundaries to protect their own well-being or assert their own needs, The narcissist may see this as a personal affront. They find it difficult to comprehend that other people have their own feelings and requirements that are equally important. When confronted with boundaries, narcissists can react in various ways, often driven by their frustration and need for control. They may become enraged, lashing out verbally or emotionally, trying to break down the boundaries set by others. In some cases, they may resort to manipulation, guilt-tripping, or even gaslighting to make the other person doubt their decision to establish boundaries. Ultimately, narcissists find it hard to accept that they cannot control every aspect of someone's life. This struggle stems from their deep-seated insecurities and their constant need for validation and admiration. When confronted with the reality that they cannot always have their way, it can be a harsh blow to their fragile self-esteem. Ignoring their drama. Narcissists are known for their dramatic outbursts, emotional manipulation, and the creation of conflicts to gain attention. When someone refuses to engage in their dramatic antics or ignores their attempts at stirring up trouble, narcissists feel powerless and rejected. They despise being ignored and will often escalate their behavior to regain the spotlight. Narcissists thrive on drama like bees to honey. They have an uncanny ability to turn even the most mundane situations into epic sagas, with themselves at the center stage. This constant need for attention stems from their deep-seated insecurity, masked by a facade of grandiosity. Picture a scenario where someone decides to put a stop to the narcissist's drama. They refuse to engage in their histrionics, opting to ignore the theatrics altogether. This seemingly simple action is like a dagger through the heart for narcissists. When someone refuses to participate in their dramatic narrative, narcissists feel powerless and rejected. Their fragile self-esteem takes a hit, and they struggle to cope with this rejection. It's as if their carefully crafted stage has gone dark, and the audience has left the theatre. What happens next is a classic narcissistic move: escalation. Unable to bear the thought of not being in the limelight, narcissists often resort to even more dramatic tactics. They might intensify their emotional outbursts, create new conflicts, or pull out all the stops to regain the attention they crave. In their quest to reclaim the spotlight, narcissists might also seek out new allies. They'll search for individuals who are more willing to engage in their drama, often pitting people against each other to fuel the chaos. This manipulation allows them to regain some semblance of control. The cycle of drama, rejection, and escalation can become a never-ending loop in the narcissist's life. They become trapped in their own web of manipulation and attention-seeking behavior, making it difficult for them to form genuine connections with others. Pointing out their flaws. Narcissists have a fragile self-esteem hidden behind their facade of grandiosity. They work hard to conceal their flaws and vulnerabilities. Therefore, one of the actions they truly loathe is having their imperfections exposed. When someone points out their mistakes or weaknesses, narcissists can become defensive, angry, or even retaliate. They will go to great lengths to maintain the illusion of perfection. Narcissists wear a mask of perfection, often portraying themselves as faultless and all-knowing. They crave admiration, praise, and adoration from others to feed their insatiable ego. Beneath this carefully crafted facade, however, lies a fragile self-esteem that is easily shattered. For a narcissist, the thought of being anything less than flawless is unbearable. They are hypersensitive to criticism and unable to accept their own mistakes or weaknesses. Admitting fault or vulnerability is a direct threat to their carefully constructed self-image of grandeur. When someone dares to point out a narcissist's mistake or vulnerability, their immediate reaction is often defensive. They may become irritable, deflect blame onto others, or even deny any wrongdoing vehemently. Their fear of being seen as less than perfect drives them to protect their ego at all costs. Anger is a common response when a narcissist's imperfections are exposed. They may lash out, resorting to insults, manipulation, or emotional blackmail to regain control of the situation. This anger stems from their inability to cope with the idea that they could be wrong or flawed in any way. In some cases, narcissists may not stop at mere anger. They might seek revenge against those who dare to challenge their self-image. This can take the form of spreading rumors, tarnishing reputations, or using their influence to harm others. Retaliation is a desperate attempt to restore their sense of superiority. Above all else, narcissists go to great lengths to maintain the illusion of perfection. They may lie, manipulate, or gaslight to keep their image intact. This relentless pursuit of perfection often leads to a cycle of unhealthy behaviors that can have a detrimental impact on their relationships and personal well-being. Understanding the actions that narcissists loathe can be helpful when dealing with individuals who exhibit narcissistic traits. While it's essential to approach such interactions with care and empathy, recognizing these actions can empower you to navigate relationships with narcissists more effectively. Remember that narcissism is a complex personality trait, and it's crucial to prioritize your well-being when dealing with individuals who display these behaviors. Your stories and experiences with narcissistic manipulation are powerful. Share in the comments and let others know they're not alone. By understanding the tactics of a narcissist, we can safeguard against their snares. If this resonates, give a thumbs up, share and subscribe for more insights. Remember, you deserve love and respect. Stand strong, and until our next deep dive, take care.